Is Mitch Trubisky the second best quarterback in the AFC East? What will Jacob Hollister's role be in this Bills offense? And what will the Bills do with that number 30th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft? That and more coming up on this episode of the Red, White, and Buffalo Blues, a UK Bills podcast. Let's go, Buffalo.
Hey UK Bills Mafia, this is Christian Wade of your Buffalo Bills. This is the Red, White, and Buffalo Blues, a UK Bills podcast with your hosts, Matt and Alex. Let's go, Buffalo! Woo!
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Red, White and Buffalo Blues, a UK Bills podcast. You can find us at RWBB_podcast on Twitter, at UK_Bills, also on Twitter. Matt and Alex here for another wonderful episode. Alex, how are you feeling?
Just counting down the days until April 12th. That's all.
April 12th?
Yeah, where I can be when I'm able to leave my house, when I'm able to go get a haircut. You know, for God's sakes, man, you should see it. I mean, this is too much. This is too much.
Oh, mine was worse.
Too much. It's too much.
Mine was worse.
No,
mine
dude,
was worse. That's why
short.
That's why we wear hats during this podcast.
Yeah.
Especially when it's a video podcast.
That's why. Yeah.
But anyway,
you don't want to see what we look like when we do an audio only podcast.
No. I think I'm more in pajamas more than anything.
Yeah, of course. But so a few moves again have been made.
Yeah.
I think before we get into that, are we done?
Well, judging by what I've actually I've just read on Twitter, let me bring it up. Apparently Buffalo do not have enough cap space to process the contracts they've already agreed. So at the moment, with that low to the cap floor, that it's going to be that we are going to see either some cuts or restructures on there.
Sure.
Okay. So to be honest, I don't think we will see many more free agent signings unless Bean does pull someone out of the hand, give us an extra 5 to 10 million on there.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
there's definitely going to have to be a restructure for Trey White and Leon Dawkins coming soon. Then.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely something that is going to need to happen on there. I mean, we've got and we're guaranteed. I mean, Sanders, I think he's already counted to the cap already. So it's just what is it, Hollister, the new signing, and Trubisky that we need to obviously discuss and actually add to that salary cap itself. So you never know. We could get something. You get something along the lines, or maybe there are going to be a release. I mean, AJ Klein could be a casualty, or as you say, we actually we just go ahead and restructure Dawkins, White, Diggs, give him an extension.
Yeah.
And all that. So
and move that around. And we also, I'm surprised that we re-signed Matakevich. Honestly, I thought that was money that we could spend somewhere else. But we also got Taiwan Jones back too. So the Bills really focusing on special teams in terms of bringing guys back who know the system. Well, okay. It's one of those things where it's just like, do you spend money on do you really spend money on special teams, or you just have other backups go out there and do it? But
yeah, that's why you potentially use those last round, those late round picks in the draft. You get guys that actually will contribute to special teams, and who knows, they may actually they may develop into a player that you can actually get some decent production out as a relief or a backup guy.
Yeah,
I mean, Spotrac have got us down for the top 51, which is what counts at the moment in the salary cap, as $602,000 over the cap.
Okay, so it's not too bad, actually.
And I think, let me just double check. It does not include.
That's without
That's without Feliciano's stuff in there.
Oh,
So
is
they've
it?
got
So we're really behind then.
yeah. So we've got Hollister's in there, which they've got it down as 987. Mitchell Trubisky 2.5 million on there. So they haven't done Feliciano's yet. So at the moment we are below the cap or over the cap for
a
it.
wee little bit. Yeah. Okay.
And apparently the 21st, this Sunday, so tomorrow when we've actually when we record this, is an actual important date in the calendar. And what was the reason? Let me just do a thing.
Tomorrow's important. Why? I don't know. Hang on a second.
Oh, I had it up and I had to get rid of it.
Okay.
Because with the 5th day of every league season, several roster bonuses can be actually converted into signing bonuses. But once they've gone, and once they're paid on the 21st of March, it's gone. So they have today to actually to sort of convert the roster bonuses into signing bonuses, pro rata it for the length of the contract.
Okay.
Before the 21st. After that, they are guaranteed and locked, and they can't actually we can't touch them. Bean can't touch them. So today is Saturday when we record this, the 20th is going to be an important day, and see what news we get out of One Bill's drive on that. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about the two signings we made Thursday and Friday. We'll start off with Mitchell Trubisky.
Out of nowhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think people actually think that's not a very good signing. To be honest, I'm happy with they've actually managed to get a serviceable backup. No disrespect to Barkley. I mean, obviously what he did against the Dolphins week 16 was great. We loved that. But would you trust him if Allen went down after say week 3, wouldn't come back to week 11? Would you trust Barkley in there where you got Trubisky who's got a over 500 record? He's won like 29 games or something like that in his career so far, won a couple of playoff games, so and a similar sort of skill set to Josh Allen. Yes, he's had his down times, he's been benched in Chicago, but I think this could be a new look for us for him and actually really help him out with the situation. He's obviously sitting behind Josh Allen, and he's working with DeBall and Ken Dorsey to actually just improve himself. I mean, for 2.5 million, where he potentially could go next year, we're taking a low risk for potentially high reward. Can we let him go? He signs a big contract somewhere else. We're getting a high pick. We're getting a high compensationary pick for him.
Mm-hmm.
If all our other free agents actually fall below it. So, to be honest, I'm quite happy with the signing. I love the signing of it. And yeah.
I wouldn't say I love it. It's interesting because we know what Trubisky's weaknesses are. Consider this scenario against the Patriots defense, Barkley in the Bills offense or Trubisky in the Bills offense. Who's got a better shot at keeping the team in the game?
It's gonna be Trubisky.
It's gonna be Trubisky, but I think that it's going to be close. I mean, just looking at some of his numbers, 29 and 21 as a starter, 64% completion percentage on his career, touchdown interception ratio 64 to 37. Last year, not the worst, but like I said, he did get benched. 16 to 8 touchdown interception ratio, 67 completion percentage, but he was missing those over the middle deep throws. He was dumping down a lot. His best season was 2018, Pro Bowl season, 11-3, 24-12 touchdown interception ratio, 3,200 yards. He is better than Barkley, but he's not a guy that's going to lead us to a 12-4 record or however many games they play this season.
But if you get to a scenario where, say, you're week 14, let's say, the Bills are let's say 9 wins, got a couple of games. Well, the game that actually could decide the AFC Championship or the AFC East Championship,
Yeah.
sorry. Would you have Trubisky in there, or would you have Matt Barkley in there?
Of course, I understand that point. I'm just
Yeah.
saying it's still not pretty. But
Oh yeah,
here's the biggest talking point about Mitch Trubisky, and this
Miss
is why
Trubisky.
Mrs. Trubisky, Mitchell. This is why I don't understand why Dable and or it's on the tip of my tongue, quarterback coach
Ken
Ken
Dorsey.
Dorsey, why they didn't get signed for other jobs somewhere else. With what they did with Josh Allen, I can't believe other teams who either gonna get a rookie quarterback or have a young quarterback wouldn't want them in the system to groom them.
To be
This
honest,
is what we can do. This is what we can do with Trubisky.
yeah,
Sort him out.
yeah. I mean, obviously the reason why they're obviously because the Bills had that playoff run. After a certain point, they couldn't interview anymore, and obviously the Texans decided to go for David Culley over the ball. Obviously,
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, I get that.
Chargers had to make a decision. They went forward. They've got a coach, obviously, because we were in the championship game. But this also could be a blessing for Trubisky because
Oh yeah.
if the ball actually does get a head coaching gig, and it goes to a team that doesn't have a good quarterback in there, he knows what Trubisky's done. He knows the improvements of Trubisky. Trubisky could then align himself to the ball.
Yeah.
Going forward. So in essence, you could almost say it's a win-win for Trubisky. He comes, he gets to reset, and then he gets to actually learn and actually potentially impress the ball. That if he gets a head coaching gig, he knows a quarterback that he could actually potentially trust to run his offense. And Trubisky gets that second coming.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like, if I'm in charge of any NFL team, it's go work out with Allen in the offseason. You know, like, my quarterback needs to go. You know, if I have an underperforming quarterback, they need to go and do what Josh Allen did. I need the coaches. I need to know how they did it, and I need that program for my rookie or young quarterback. So, if Trubisky is able to learn the way Josh Allen learns, then we might be able to, restart his career. If he looks good in the preseason, if Allen does miss time, or if we have to bench him for the last game and Trubisky comes in and lights it up, that's the interesting thing about the NFL. It really only takes one game if you're a quarterback to sign a contract. You look at Matt Flynn, you look at Rob Johnson. You need one game, and then you're going to sign a contract somewhere. So,
I mean,
I think it's going to be interesting. How much game he does see. If it's the Trubisky of old, if he doesn't learn anything, if he doesn't grow, if we can't coach through him, then whatever, he's going to be a serviceable backup. But I'm not going to count on his arm for any wins.
And we're not going to be done for cap space or anything like that because it's a 1-year deal for it. So at the end of the season, he could be gone straight up. No issues.
It would have been interesting if we could have signed him for a 2-year deal where we could have traded him next offseason for something. But this is what we do now. This is probably a Jake Fromm needs another year to be the backup kind of scenario as well. So I saw somebody's like the Jake Fromm era takes a year. I'm like, there's never going to be a Jake Fromm era.
No.
Unless we can flip him for like a third or something like that. If we can Garoppolo him, so it's going to be Allen, and that's where the wins are going to come from. But if Trubisky sees game time, it's going to be a lot more handoffs. But I mean, it's interesting because the coaching staff proved in that Miami game that they trust the quarterback to throw the ball.
Yeah.
So, Trubisky sees time, let's see him fling it. Let's hope that, we can coach him up in the offseason. But that's enough backup QB talk.
Tight end talk.
The backup quarterback, we don't need to spend an hour on that. Yeah. Backup tight end talk.
Yep. So, I don't know about you, but when I heard there's Hollister and not Ertz and all that, I was actually kind of happy about that because obviously I made my feelings. Obviously, the contract that they would have traded for, what they potentially would have to give up. the Eagles were looking for a third at least for Zach Ertz, more than what the Bills were thinking. That's probably the reason why the Chargers moved on.
Yeah.
That's why we moved on. And with Hollister, we've reunited Allen with another target from Wyoming, and he is actually Hollister is more of a can be more of that Lee Smith role that can actually combine a bit of Knox, a bit of
everything.
Croft.
I mean,
He
this
can
is what
do
we talk
everything,
about.
but he's a solid run blocker, and that's what we're gaining from losing Lee Smith.
Yeah, well, this is what we always talk about. The Bills coaching staff loves players who bring versatility.
Yeah,
The guy can do a little bit of everything. You know, he's not going to break a game open in the by with routes or speed or power, but he can get open in the red zone. You know, he can make a play here and there. I think he allows us to run more 2 tight end sets.
Yeah. I don't think we're
Because I mean,
done.
like I said, sorry, with Lee Evans, if we go 2 tight ends, they know we're going to run the ball.
Lee Evans? You mean Lee Smith? Lee Evans was the wide receiver.
Yeah, let's sign Lee Evans. With Lee Smith, they know that we're going to run the ball. You know, with Hollister, if we go 2 tight end set, then the defense is going to have to be honest to it. And that is another thing that plays into our favor. So I'm really excited about the versatility that it brings our offensive play calling.
And again, it's a year contract, so actually, they're under no obligation to keep him next year. If he comes out and has a breakout year, or is actually that serviceable, you've got someone now that can back up Knox. And I still think that they're going to add another tight end somewhere, and I have a feeling it's going to be through the draft. They're going to try and draft someone and actually mold him into a number one to actually complement Knox and Hollister. But I think Hollister is a good signing for what we actually done on a good cheap deal.
Yeah.
For a guy that can do everything, but is a Lee Smith type of guy with a bit more athleticism.
Sure. So we're not thinking anything about Tommy Sweeney then, you know?
Oh no, I think Tommy Sweeney could come in. I mean, how was he feeling? Obviously, he's still suffering the effects from COVID, and it's affected his was it heart or lungs or something like that. Is he going to be the Tommy Sweeney we saw in Boston College? Tommy Sweeney that actually started performing in training camp, or is this long COVID going to affect him anyway in his health in any way? So I'm not ruling out Tommy Sweeney. I think he could be it, but it's just how the health issue with him and COVID is.
Yeah.
How we really go forward.
Probably slated to be backup for his career.
Yeah.
Hey, he's in the NFL, so you know.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, I think one other thing, because obviously we're going to go on to the mock draft in a minute. It was interesting what who was it?
I don't know.
I was on Twitter. I started responding to it. Pierre Kingpin, the founder of the Buffalo Fanatics, he actually tweeted, and let me just get it up on here. There. He said, "Don't sleep on Christian Wade being our returner," because he actually following that on from the Air Raid Hour guys, saying unless the Bills make any drastic moves, i.e., sign Cordell Patterson, Tywan Jones will be our kick, and a rookie be a punt returner. Pierre Kingpin actually said, "Don't sleep on the possibility of Christian Wade, being a returner."
So it just must be that McKenzie's price is just too high, then, yeah.
Possibly. I mean, that's the reason why Bajorquez is out.
Yeah, I mean, they were both RFAs that we thought that they would resign.
But I mean, Bajorquez didn't want to go down for less money, so they pretty much cut him. Obviously, McKenzie, I think he's going to test it. He's getting interest from the Bears, but
he's still tweeting as a Buffalo Bill. You know, like the way he's talking about the team and the players on Twitter seems like he's still going to stick around. I mean,
one name for you that I've seen: Sammy Watkins. Well,
no one with a check mark on Twitter said anything about Sammy Watkins. Okay.
Yeah, I know, but hold on. No, wait. No, someone did. I think
no one that's verified said Sammy Watkins is Buffalo's looking at Sammy Watkins.
Hold on. I thought someone did. Trainwreck Sports. Oh no, they haven't got one. Well, people obviously tweeted Sammy.
Because it's
he actually
funny.
Hey?
It's silly. It's not gonna happen.
He said it's unlikely, but he said you never know.
Why would a guy who could get wide receiver 2 reps come in here to be the wide receiver 5?
Don't know. You never know. As he said, you'll never know.
Look, if he's really not getting any interest in the league, then sure. We would need a guy who can play if someone gets hurt because we love the 4 wide receiver set. So
you never know.
Okay.
Let's put it that way. You never know.
I mean, like, the only guy in the building that's been around since we've had him is Pagula. So it's a whole new, front office. So, they're not going to be close to it just because he was here before, but I don't want to hear it.
Okay. So that riled Alex up. Oh.
The dude couldn't be successful in Kansas City.
He got a ring.
Okay. And he had like 300 yards last year. He was not productive. He was not open. I mean, if Mahomes only has brain space for Hill and Kelsey, then that would explain why Watkins was ineffective. But I think it's because he doesn't really got it.
Okay. And that's fair. That's
wide receiver 5, that's okay. But, for what his history is, I think he still demands a penny. And I don't think we have that. So,
I mean, what was he? Kansas. What did he had a year when he left us in 2016? He had a season in with the Rams. What was it? 593 yards on 39 receptions. Then he went to Kansas. 519 yards in 2018 on 40 receptions. 2019, 673 yards on 52 receptions. And last year, 421 yards on 37 receptions.
That's less than Gabe Davis numbers, and he was their third option.
And then on the 2 years,
he's more talented than Gabe Davis.
Then 2018, 2020, they actually he only started 9 games, played in 10.
Yeah. Sorry for the podcast listeners. I did air quotes for more talented than Gabe Davis. You wouldn't notice that if you're not watching this, but
yes. But let's move on. Let's do what ifs.
Yeah. So since the Bills have no more money left, it all comes down to the draft now.
Yep. So you're going to bring up the PFFs mock draft machine.
Yes.
And we're going to do 4 different scenarios.
Okay.
So first one we're going to do, and most people don't like it, but you never know what can happen, is if the Bills draft a running back at 30. The first scenario we're going to do, and I'm against drafting a running back at number 30, but it's something that potentially we could do. Is the first scenario will be drafting a running back at 30. So Alex, hit the start draft button. Well, let's hope that no running backs go off the clock. I'll go off on a pick.
So why are you against a running back?
You can get serviceable running backs in the next round. I mean, Jonathan Taylor, he was last year for the Colts. He was a 2nd round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you've had McCaffrey, Ezekiel Elliott, and I had the other name in my head just a minute ago. Saquon Barkley, that's the one.
Yeah.
They've all gone top. And what you can do is, well, it depends on the needs. I'm not so much against it because most running backs can do the same. Some maybe a bit lower down will be specifically 1 or 2 backs on there, but I'm just actually eradicating my whole bloody my whole reasoning for it.
You know what's interesting? Actually, last year Zach Moss was the 2nd favorite running back on PFF.
Okay.
So
but I mean,
I get it. Running back values, short lifespan, high, important first round. You don't want to spend that on such a disposable position. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, look at Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara,
Mm-hmm.
what round was he taken in? He was taken
4th round draft pick, I think.
Let's have a look. Let's bring it up.
Super.
Third round.
Yeah.
Third round in 2017.
Yeah.
And then you've got Aaron Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Just recently re-signed thing. He was what, 5th?
5th or 6th, yeah.
Aaron Jones, running back. Let's bring that up. American run back. 5th round, yeah. And then last year you've had the breakout James Robinson from Jacksonville. Yep. He was undrafted.
Yeah.
So you can get players that make an impact a little bit further down, and you can then save the money for or save that top pick for one of the skill positions. And again, for our podcast listeners, I'm doing the inverted commas, like tackle, like guard, like an edge, or something like that with that first round pick. But let's see. Obviously, I don't think any running backs came off. So I think if we go filter, we should have.
Yeah. So all the running backs are still available. Here's if I needed to convince someone that drafting a running back here is important, it's not about the player. It's about how you utilize the player. And I look at what the Rams did last year with Cam Akers.
Yeah.
Rookie comes into any position. Rookie comes in the NFL. They're like, holy shit, this game is different.
Mm-hmm.
Minimal touches behind 2 other running backs. Heavy practice schedule. Learn the game. Fresh legs. End of season, dominate. And that's exactly what Cam did last year.
I mean, just looking at, obviously, my pick out of those, obviously, he is ranked the highest on there. And if I were to go any running back in the draft in the first with the first pick, it would be Etienne. Yeah. This is what Bucky Brooks actually broke down about Etienne, because he actually thought he would be a good fit for the Bills. He goes, he's more likely to thrive as a 3-down back in the Bills' wide open offense, an effective runner in spread formation. We like to play four wide at times. His combination of speed, burst, and acceleration would pose problems for defense forced to play light boxes. So they have to cover all the wide receivers. Yeah. And he's a big play potential waiting as a pass catcher on swings, sweeps, checkdowns, and all that. So you've got a guy in Etienne who his skill set, if the Bills took him at 30, would probably elevate the offense a little bit more. Obviously, Singletary and Moss will still be there. You have 3.
So you're bumping Singletary down to RB3 then, yeah?
I'm bumping down to RB2B.
Why do you have to do this to me?
Oh no, you did it. You did it last year when you said I see Moss and Singletary as 1A and 1B.
Well, yeah, and that's how they use them this year. But I think now, if we go running back, it's got to be Moss who carries the majority of it, then Singletary, and then the rookie. And then throughout the rest of the year, I think that Singletary becomes a little bit more ineffective. Somebody goes down and gets hurt.
Yeah.
Then the rookie kind of gets his carries, because it's a thing where I think I love what the Rams did with Akers last year.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't get me wrong, 30, and let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and take
Oh yeah, I mean, there's really no argument here.
Yeah, but it is good the fact that we can have someone that we can keep behind Moss and that beforehand to then allow us to actually keep him fresh and then bring him up.
Sure.
All right. So what we had
could have done is the 2nd and 3rd ranked running back is still available. So where's the gap between Etienne and Javonte Williams or Najee Harris? How big is the difference?
There's not that much of a difference between them. I mean, Javonte Williams, he's similar to Similar to Etienne, he's a good pass catcher out of the backfield. He is a bit of electric when it comes to speed and all that. He was more in a backfield committee with Michael Carter, another prospect who could go top round 2 or round 3 on there. Harris, I'm surprised that PFF haven't got him higher. I've seen him go as running back 1 sometimes or running back 2, but he's more of your big bruiser type of guy. He does have the natural speed, and he does okay out of the backfield. But after that, you're looking a bit more of a drop off on there, but you still can get
there's the big 3, and then there's everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So those 3 are going to be your top 3.
Second round, I want to make a real big point here. Melifonwu.
Yep.
Is the guy that you said we should take a 30 in our last mock draft. Here he is in the second round. I think it's really important to point out that I told you that was a reach.
Then again, this is the obviously difference between certain drafts.
He was ranked this low on Draft Network too.
He's having his pro day, or I think he's had his pro day. That's obviously it's nothing's official in the pro day because there was no combine. But I still think he is going to be a round 1 or round 2 selection. I mean, 6'2".
Now we're low second round now. But is that kind of what we're looking at for the second round corner? I'm kind of feeling that.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, we've got Williams for 3 years, so we don't have to worry too much about that right now. Maybe next year we'll look at it.
Said Williams?
I mean, you've got Greg Newsome, who I say PFF have him rank him 60. People have been having him go just before the Bills in round 1.
Yeah, I definitely was surprised to see him still available. I did make all these settings as realistic as possible. Draft for team needs, low randomness. But looking at CB2 for us, it's Dane Jackson versus Levi Wallace, right?
Yes.
And that's it. So a little bit of competition wouldn't be too bad. Now, you got your hard on for Melifonwu here, but Greg Newsome is also available, and that's kind of a shocker. Is that where you pull the trigger, or do you go with your boyfriend over here?
I still go with Melifonwu. He's had meetings with the Bills as well, but he's also said that he's actually he's quoted as saying, and I've got it here. Where's it gone? Oh, it's gone. That he knows the responsibilities for cornerback, safety, linebacker. He could potentially be that big nickel. He can play on the outside. He's that movable chess piece that you can put around on that defense.
And you're saying Greg Newsome is just a corner?
Greg Newsome more of a corner than anything. He'll play on the boundary. He's fast. He's a good prospect, but like that we see with some of the moves on here, you want a player that can be a bit more versatile so you can scheme round.
Yeah.
I mean, Melifonwu is probably that type of person that is going to be. You can play him in different positions. I mean, I've seen it somewhere. I'm just going back through.
Well, I think you've convinced me.
Okay, let's select him. Now, round 3.
And Newsome just went at 65 to Jacksonville. So just 4 picks later, Newsome goes. So coming down here, that's always funny. New England forfeited. Screw you guys. All right, 93. So what is the need?
I mean, what we got available? We got edge, a guard. Oh.
Well, here's some hype that I've seen recently. Bevan Jordan. I've heard a lot of news about here's a guy who has the size, the speed, the everything to sit back, learn, and then take over next year. We're set up as a team to be able to take guys like this because we don't need our 3rd round pick to really play this year. Where This could be the tight end of the future. This could be, Cleveland, where we take a guard to maybe, if we need depth on the offensive line, but we also, Feliciano and Williams are up there in age.
Mm-hmm.
Morse might be losing a little step. So what are you feeling? Because we want to address edge in this draft.
Yeah, we do. We do. I mean, one name, and I'm ruling him out of this one, is number 98 on the list, Felton.
Mm-hmm.
He is that weapon that he's played wide receiver. He was wide receiver in the Senior Bowl. He's actually quite competent at that. He's also a running back, so he's your Swiss Army knife. He could be your Isaiah McKenzie type player on there. And the other one, I mean, Tommy Tremble. He's been getting a lot of love recently. And if you scroll down a bit more, one guy that I really like, 107, Quinn Menarez. Center, but he can play guard. Okay. If you want to address the Morse issue, you get a guy like Quinn.
Issue, yeah.
Because he can play guard, and you can groom him to be Morse's successor. Okay. So he's in effect a younger Feliciano.
So tell me though, we talk about edge. We talk about how there's a big drop off after the first round.
Mm-hmm.
So we should really look somewhere else, or should we see what's there now?
Go to the filter the edge for me. Let's see what we got. So got them ranked. Oh no, there is a couple.
We got pick 93. I wouldn't want to look around rank 155, 164 for where we're at now, but
I don't know what we got. We got Jordan Smith, Quincy Roche. That's the one. Those are two that you probably want to target.
I feel like the E is
Patrick Jones a second,
yeah,
and Ellison Smith. They're the two that you can take that you'll be looking at there. I mean, Patrick Jones and Rashad Weaver at Pittsburgh, they were a dynamic duo on the edge on there.
Yeah.
And I think looks like Weaver's already gone. But with Jones, you've got someone who can. Is Weaver gone? Yeah.
Right here, 85 to Tennessee.
Yeah. So you've got two staples on there, and a young edge defender is going to be good because Hughes is getting on there. We don't know how long we can keep Anderson for.
Yep, of course.
But,
so we have options at 3. And I think this is probably going to be the most important pick that we have this year.
Yeah. I mean,
obviously, if we're doing the silly thing and drafting the running back in the first round.
Yeah.
So it's edge, it's tight end, it's offensive tackle / guard / center.
As much as I go check me tight ends. Check me the tight ends. I want to see if there's after Tremble, Polion.
It really drops off after Tremble and Jordan.
I'm torn between Jordan and Miners.
Well, I think here's the important thing. Narrow-minded view, who helps us this year? I think it's probably the edge. I think if we draft a tight end in the 3rd round, it's going to be something for next year specifically. Whereas now, if Addison or Hughes did lose a step, then it's going to be the Epinesa and this guy show. So I'm kind of leaning towards edge. I wouldn't want to wait any longer.
Okay, go back to edge then. Go back to edge. Sample or Smith? If anything, I would choose Jordan Smith. Jordan Smith is probably a lot. I think just grab up. Can you grab details? Can they show details, or is it with?
I don't have I haven't paid for it, so no.
Okay, right. Let me go. Well, okay, let's go Draft Network.
We have.
Okay, what is he?
6'7". 6'7". All we have is stats. We don't have analysis, but we have stats.
Okay, 6'7", 255 for Jordan Smith. What about Sample? I think he's 4'2" something.
6'3", 280. So he's a bit bigger of a guy in terms of weight.
To be honest,
I mean, clearly you're not getting a big sack number guy here, but I mean, Sample's got the extra year.
Yeah.
And Smith in terms of the experience.
Then you get in the productivity in the short time with thing, and he's actually played. Let's have a look. 197 and 226 on run defense. Just quickly double check with Sample for me.
So this is an every down player right here.
Yeah. I would take Sample. You've got to have a guy who can actually set the edge, and not just for the run, but for the pass.
And this is what I want out of all of my players. I want guys to be able to stay on the field.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want a specialty player because that just, you know, there's just not the value there. And now we wait forever because we don't have a fourth rounder.
I saw Quinn actually went in round 4.
Then we get down to the 5th. Let's see if anybody is still available that we talked about. Clearly not. So there's
no, the guys I wanted. Tight end. Quinn Menarez went in end of round 4.
Yeah.
I think a little bit further up. Where'd he go? I saw him round 4. Yeah, to Bucks.
Yeah.
And they have a good history with low school guards with Ali Mappet. So
the highest rated player is Josh Myers here at Ohio State. Good program.
He's more of a center more than anything. I don't think he's had that much experience playing guard.
So this is your interior.
Jack Anderson you can get a lot later, which had been a bit of hype about him. Go to.
But this is the thing about the draft. I mean, if there's a guy that you like that you want, you make it happen. Especially in the 5th round, there's no such thing as a reach in the 5th round.
Yeah. Go to wide receiver.
Well, not if we're getting Sammy Watkins.
Not if we get Sammy Watkins, no.
Yeah.
Because the name I've been looking at more and more recently.
Here's a Watkins.
Yeah, I was actually looking at. Austin Watkins.
Okay.
I think he's one of the. He is one of the good. A productive guy. He's a tall. I think he's a tall guy, 6'2". I think.
I was gonna say, give me a gadget player like McKenzie here. Give me a guy who can end around, who's got the speed. Give me a guy who could possibly do returns if we don't keep Wade.
Then you're looking at Schwartz and Eskeridge.
Who's that?
They're the two. I mean, Schwartz. He was a track star.
Yeah.
There was actually rumors that he was going to run a 4.1 40. In fact, he ended up with a 4.25, I think, or 4.26.
6'1", 179.
Eskeridge is one that has played running back as well.
Yeah, I mean, 5'9", 190. That's running back size for sure.
Yeah, and he's one that can play out wide. So if we're thinking wide receiver, we'll go there.
Is that what we're doing?
No, just go to go back to cornerback for me. I think we could double up.
Really?
Yeah. Double up. Scroll down a little bit. I just want to see who else is on that list. Anyone else I like? Darren Hall was someone that we've had a look at, or we've had talk about. But if you go to the top, Paulson Adebo. He sat out 2020, but this guy, he's a good guy. He's a right sort of height and weight, and he's actually good in both coverage and against the run. He's actually you can see from his careers there, 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
And 4 touchdowns from those interceptions. That can't be right.
I think that's allowed. Touchdowns allowed.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that's the case, he's still one of those guys who last year was actually getting talk about if he came out of a round 1 or round 2
Really?
type of guy.
So he
Yeah.
drops this far just because he sat out.
Sat out, yeah, and everyone's going back to that 2019 tape on there where you can see the passer rating when targeted actually went up.
Yeah.
But if we're going to double down on cornerback, Adebo would be that guy. So I don't know how you feel and what you feel we should actually go.
What I do in these later rounds is best player available. And I mean, if Myers had any kind of versatility, I would be behind that. This is actually where I would feel running back because, don't do that early.
Scroll down just a tiny bit.
Because we took a corner already, I would probably stay away from Adebo. I'm really feeling like offensive line needs to be addressed.
Go to interior for me. Defensive interior. DI.
Whoop.
Just want to have a look in there.
Why? We have 11 defensive linemen right now.
I'm trying to figure out find the Star Lutalele type guy, the guy that actually can be your big guy on the inside, stuffing up blocks, someone that can actually learn for a couple of years.
This is all they're giving me, so this might be it.
Go Darren Stills.
Darius Stills.
No, he's too underweight. He's too undersized for it. Okay, we'll move on. So what do you feel?
I would say,
if anything, you can get Jack Anderson, who's versatile.
Later,
you can get him in round 6.
Okay.
He'll be.
So you want to double? So you want to double up?
I want to double up.
Or we take the kick returner / gadget guy, the McKenzie replacement.
Take Eskeridge.
Okay.
And say hopefully. Oh, we've got a second pick in round 5.
Yes, we do.
Oh, don't forget about that. So, again, this one then, just to be on the safe side. I mean, obviously, Adebo went 167, so a couple after us. Take Jack Anderson.
Drake, what? Who?
Jake Anderson. So interior offensive line.
Okay.
Or just let me double check on linebacker for me quickly.
What are you thinking? Why linebacker?
Just trying to find another one that actually could be that if we ever have to sub out Milano through injury, try and find that.
Well, I mean, that depends on what we do with AJ Klein.
Yeah. Because I mean, I just want to have a look on there. None of those really stand out to me.
It's the
on there. So yeah, go interior lineman, go Jack Anderson.
Okay.
A guy that can play guard and safety. He can play safety.
That's versatility.
That would be versatility.
Yeah.
So now we're just filling. We're pretty much filling needs now.
Yeah.
I mean, was it mainly half running backs, wide receivers? Can you scroll down?
What are you thinking?
Josh Palmer, tight end. Thinking tight end. So what we got? McKitty. Is there anything more down, or is it just those guys?
That's all we got.
I was going to say McKitty.
Okay. Take a flyer. 6th round. Who cares? 7th round. Close your eyes. Throw a dart at the dartboard.
So we've taken a wide receiver, right? So we've taken that. What running back? Just for future, what running backs are available in this spot?
We already took one.
I know, but for future reference.
Why would we?
Because the only other person I would think at this late take a flyer on would be Chris Evans of Michigan, who can use his hands as well.
Okay.
But we're not. We've already taken it. So, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out where else to go. Safety. Try safety. Because we haven't re-signed Marlowe yet.
Big nickel action, yeah.
There's no one there.
You're really expecting your 7th round player to get any kind of play. It's for me, not knowing anybody in the 7th round. It's take the highest ranked guy.
So you want another offensive lineman?
You can to me you can never have too many, because those guys play probably the most dangerous position. So much can happen. Guys are falling on you. It's the grittiest spot. So, I mean, what else? What else really is a need? I mean, where's
go back to corner.
Some leftover talent?
Go back to corner. It's the only one. That's the name. They're the two names I'm liking: Darren Hall and Jacob Bledsoe.
Yeah.
Those are the two really that I like out of that one. Nashon Wright is 6'4", so he's got the height and thing. Darren Hall and Bledsoe. Bledsoe I can play safety. So again, he's got the flexibility. So can Darren Hall.
Well, is it right with his size? You would want him to play that kind of, if he needs to run stop, he could do that as well?
No, I wouldn't. He's more of just a straight out corner itself. I mean, Bledsoe and Hall.
Corner, goodness.
Bledsoe and Hall can do both.
Yeah.
Could play both.
All right. Well, we'll take Hall. It's the 7th round.
Yeah. So let's take a screenshot of that. I think we'll do one. We'll do one more. And we'll save it for another show.
Well, they liked our mid-round picks.
Right. So let's move this. Let's move the box of me and you out the way, so at least I can take a screenshot. Can you scroll down a little bit more so I can get the other pick?
This is as far down as I can go.
Oh, damn it! Really?
You're not. You can't see the whole screen, can you? That's weird.
I can only see the top 3. Okay, so we've got those ones.
I'll take the screenshot.
Okay, you take the screenshot.
Done.
And say that. Okay, so let's just put one more up, and we'll do best player available.
Okay.
And then we'll do the other two on another show.
Of course, we're the Buffalo Bills. Positional value is important. Randomness. Yeah. Well, hang on. Randomness. The Raiders exist, so.
Okay, go. I'll try and avoid picking some of the players that we've already picked.
Yeah, that would be good. Let's see what we got so far. Bunch of obvious action here.
Yeah. Okay, I'm kind of liking some. I'm seeing one name that already stands out for me. Vera Tucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. In this position, looking at that, I mean, edge is good. We can get a good edge in round 2.
Okay.
They'll pick. But
are we not trying to trade here?
Do you want to do a trade? Let's see what.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I've seen trades where, I mean, with Asante Samuel Jr. being here, I've read mocks where we can trade down and still get him. You like Vera Tucker as someone who could probably be a starter if needed. I mean, is there value at 30, or do we need to trade down?
Who's interested?
6 teams are interested. Tampa Bay, New York, Detroit, Las Vegas, Tennessee, and Green Bay. What we can do here is, I like the range where the Lions and the Raiders are, and the Titans. I don't think that the Jets really would give us like a 2 and a 3, but Green Bay is probably a little too.
What would the Bucks offer us?
They don't offer. We offer.
Okay.
So my philosophy is take their 2nd and their 3rd. We give you.
That's their 1st and their 2nd there. Number 64 is their number 64 is their 2nd.
Yeah, I don't know why they would need to do this.
To go
up 2 spots. They clearly do that unless they're worried about Kansas City or something. But
take 32. And 95.
This is what we would need.
Okay, let's see what they
do not like that.
Try the 3rd. Take out the 64 and go 3rd.
We are moving down in the draft.
Moving down,
and they really wanted the edge.
So there. So again, there we can
trade again. I want to trade again. I want more value. I want more. I love trading.
Okay.
I just love it. I mean, you tell me. You're the draft guy. Do we need to take Vera Tucker or Asante Samuel Jr. now? Wyatt Davis now? Does that need to happen now? Looking at who else is coming up.
What are the people and things? So we got Bengals, Cowboys. I'm not thinking of Pittsburgh or anything like that. Bengals and Cowboys. Bengals 38. They need a guard and a tackle. Let's see what we do with Bengals then.
Okay. Obviously 2-3 for our 1, and let's go our 5. No.
Yeah.
All right. We're
Okay.
making moves.
So Vera Tucker did
now we're sitting on 2 2s and 2 3s, right?
So Vera Tucker, go up. Where did Vera Tucker go?
Now we have 38, 61, 69, and 93. I really like that.
So Vera Tucker, he went to the Jets.
Tucker went right there. So if we don't pick at 32, then they go right there. So now, hey, we can still go running back. We can go Wyatt Davis, who I like.
Oh,
we have the tight end here.
I'm torn.
All right, Natalie Imbruglia.
I'm torn between Basham and Frymouth.
Is Freiermuth enough of an impact player to be worth our?
It'll definitely be a red zone target. Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
Even with Knox and Hollister.
Even with Knox and Hollister.
Putting him in, yeah. So he's the jumbo package guy who could get you that play-on-play action.
Yeah, but I'm also with Edge. Just go check Edge for me. Check Edge for me. Peyton Turner, just a day. Rashad Weaver's still there. Joe Tyron's someone that Anthony Mourinho liked when we talked about it.
I've seen Osai's name before.
Yeah, they've had him going 30 in certain mock drafts. Yeah. Peyton Turner. I
think this is the position that we need to take right now.
Then go with Basham.
Okay.
Go with Basham. I'll take Basham. And Fryer, we got another pick anyway. I think Freiermuth's going to be gone by then. Yeah, I did see him just go.
Yep.
He went. Yeah, he went a couple of. Oh, he went to the Patriots. Fucking hell, no. How did he go to the Patriots?
Well, now here's where we can go again. We can go with Melifonwu again, or we can go with the running back. Do you see Eschenberg being a guy who could supplant?
Not this season. I don't think he'll.
No, I mean obviously not this season. Our offensive line is set for this season. What kind of versatility does Justin Hilliard have, if any?
Not much. Go defensive interior for me. So I'm liking Shelvin and Nixon. McNeil's actually already gone, which is kind of annoying. But Shelvin, if they're going, depending on how well Lutalele goes,
yeah,
I think Shelvin can be that Lutalele replacement. Mm-hmm. Nixon is another guy that's been rising high.
So we took we took the edge, right?
Yeah.
Now isn't corner the position of need still? I know we don't want to do the same draft.
Yeah. Okay. Look at the corners for me. Look at the corners.
Well, I mean, we took Melifonwu. Why wouldn't we do it again?
Because Eric Stokes is in there. If you want speed, Eric Stokes is a guy. He's actually 4.24, I think.
That's a really good passer rating.
Yeah.
In 2020.
So Stokes. just love me a Melifonwu. His passer rating last year was awful.
Yeah, surprising.
Just quickly check Nixon for me.
I mean, the other Najee Harris is also here too. Who do you want?
Nixon, defensive interior.
So let's talk about our interior right now with Starr, Oliver,
Phillips,
Harrison, Phillips,
Butler, and Justin Zimmer.
Mm-hmm. Where would this guy slot in there?
This guy would be one tech. He could be one tech that can play.
Filling in for Starr when Starr needs a break. And
yeah,
he's taking over for Starr next year.
He can also play 3 tech, so he has that flexibility to play both positions on there.
I like that.
And he is okay. He's okay in both. I mean, he's more into his pass rush, but he can be a good defensive rush. I know Shelvin's definitely. What 3rd round pick do we have again?
We have 69 and 93. So we pick very shortly. Again.
Okay, go take Melifonwu then.
You kind of convinced me on Nixon, honestly. But you're thinking he'll be there?
I'm thinking him or Shelvin will be there. So, I mean, let's go Melifonwu.
You like Stokes? We talked about liking Stokes.
I said we're not going to go for the same person twice. Yeah,
no, let's Stokes, just do it differently. Okay.
Let's not do it. Yes.
So Nixon's still available, so we're definitely pulling the trigger on that then, yeah?
Go Nixon.
Najee Harris?
No.
Okay.
Definitely Nixon.
Okay. We do pick again in a little bit.
Yeah. All right, let's have a look. So we've got give me wide receiver quick. Oh, hold on. Felton's on there. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Just give me wide receiver.
I heard a lot about Surratt.
Yeah. Go Felton. Half running back.
It's time to take the running back.
Felton, yeah.
Much better in this spot for value. I think we're going to get a lot better of a draft grade here. Now we wait.
Yeah.
I like this draft a lot better than the last one.
We'll take a screenshot of both and we'll put on Twitter and get what people actually think. I mean, I'd love to get a 4th round to get Minares, who keeps going in that 4th round spot. How many more picks we got left?
We have 174, 211, and 234.
The 5th, 6th, and 7th. Okay.
So I mean, we looked at. I mean, we discussed Myers and Drake Jackson before. Quickly.
Double check running.
Yeah, no, we don't need to do that.
I know.
We do need to possibly consider a gadget wide receiver.
No, that's what Felton can be.
Yeah,
Felton can be that guy that can play running back and play thing. Go tight end. Tight end. Now, what I like about Poljan is his height. You have a look, 6'7".
Yeah.
265. His production's gone up. He's actually.
I know you're not going to find a guy who's who can do everything this late in the draft, but a guy who can be that. I mean, we don't have anybody who could do what he could do.
Yeah, take him.
Okay.
Because you need to get a tight end. They feel they're going to need to take a tight end somewhere in this round. Let's have a look. What else we got? So we've done edge.
Hey, let's just take Patterson.
Go for it. Because Felton is going to be your gadget guy.
You're sure that you can move him to wide receiver and that would work?
Yeah, you can. He's an Isaiah McKenzie type guy who can actually play running back if needs be.
All right, it's the 6th round. Who gives a shit, right?
Yeah, take Patterson. Was quoted to go 4.6. 40 was supposed to be, but he went 4.5. 5'1", I think. So he's got a bit on him. And the last guy,
Did we go all? We didn't go O line, did we?
no, I'm thinking, give me just double check interior lineman or check interior lineman and tackle for me. Do both at the same time. Scroll down a little bit. Scroll down. That's as far as we're going.
You want to scroll down further than that? It's the 7th round.
No, that's as far as we go on the O line and everything.
Yeah.
The two guys I was looking at, Josh Bull, tackle.
Yeah.
And if you scroll down a little bit more, Tommy Doyle.
Yeah. All right. Give me a pick.
Let's go Tommy Doyle.
Okay.
And that is that. So we've done a trade down.
Twice.
Yep. All right.
We got a better draft grade.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Can you, take both? You got a screenshot of the other one, didn't you?
I got a screenshot, yeah, and I downloaded this one. So yeah, we'll put this up.
Yeah. Okay. So what we'll do on the next show, if we go, whether we have a guest or not, we'll do a best player available draft. And drafting, we'll do on the next episode, guest or no guest, we'll do a draft of best player available.
Okay.
So we'll put both those up on Twitter, let you guys actually choose which one's the best. And do you have anything to say before we sign off?
This was exhausting. Let's never do it again.
Okay, we won't do multiple ones.
Yeah.
We'll do one more on there, but we'll do that on the next episode. So keep subscribing, keep word of mouth spreading, keep following, liking at say RWBB_podcast at UK Bills, UK_Bills, sorry, on Twitter, Instagram, Buffalo Bills UK on Facebook and YouTube. And for Alex, this is Matt saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for listening and go Bills.
Go Bills.